Nobody cares about you. Nobody cares about your business. What they care about is what you can do for them and how you make them feel. Everyone wants it. Spouses from their significant others, parents from their children, children from their peers, friends from their friend groups, bosses from their employees, businesses from their customers. Everyone wants it, but do they deserve it? What is it? Loyalty. Hi, I'm Cornell. Thank you for joining me here for another amazing episode. Listen, if you have not subscribed to the channel, do so right now. Our lesson today begins in the 1900s. It's an interesting story of a grandfather, 2 sons, 4 grandsons, and a disgruntled wife. Out of this family dynamic, we get what many know as the House of Gucci. Gucci saw great success in the first generation, but something began to happen around the second and third generation. The key players began to change, and suddenly the brand lost its direction and saw a significant decline because of it. The conflict of their family dynamics began to show up in their product offerings, and as a result, the brand loyalty from their customers diminished. Until one day, the company attorney turned COO brought in a brilliant mind and upcoming talent by the name of Tom Ford. It was this dynamic duo who took of the brand and birthed out a new era of loyal customers. Now, as we look at this particular story of the House of Gucci, an amazing one that I suggest you go watch because not only is it interesting, but it's a great lesson on brand building and business in general. But as we look at this particular story, we have to begin with the subject of brand loyalty. Brand and then loyalty, 2 different words that we put together in order to mean something for our businesses. And we look at brand as 5 key elements. Brand is your blueprint, your relationship, your agreement, your nature, and your distinctiveness. As we look at these 5 key elements, the blueprint of your customer experience, your relationship with those customers, your agreement, the promise you make those customers, your nature, your personality, character, or style as it relates to those customers, your distinctiveness, your unique quality that distinguishes you within a crowded marketplace. These 5 key areas are what makes up your brand. So then what is loyalty? Loyalty, simply put from a business context, is the pairing of that brand offering to the right prospect. So what am I saying? Brand loyalty begins with what I have coined as pursuit positioning. It is when a business identifies its ideal customer and targets them with a specific offering that meets a specific need. Take Gucci, for example. They're not offering punch cards and buy one, get one offerings to their target audience. Why? Because their target audience is people who have disposable income, who can afford to spend $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 on a bag. Honestly speaking, this particular customer would be offended and even resent a buy one, get one punch card type of buyer incentive, right? They're coming for something specific. In this case, for quality and status. This is true for every brand, every business in the market, irrespective of your product or target audience. I have a question for you. What's your brand strength? The strength of your business brand. This is a question that we all must answer if we're going to do business successfully. Listen, my team and I have put together a free, absolutely free quiz that will help you answer this very question. It's our attempt to help you distinguish yourself in the market and grow your business. So the question still remains, what is the strength of your business brand? Well, go find out. Click the link below today. As I look at my personal story of brand loyalty, I can't help but to think of a specific brand that I have been in love with for 20 plus years, and that is Verizon Wireless. Now, my story with Verizon Wireless dates back many years ago now. I've been a customer both on the personal side and the business side, and I must say the service is exceptional. And I'm not just talking about the cellular service as pertains to whether it drops calls, et cetera, or with the range of calls that I can get, within the network. I'm talking about just the service that I receive when I go to Verizon. Now, I remember back a time when I was early or new to Verizon, and I would have issue with the phone or something went wrong, and I would go into the store. This is when they used to have Verizon stores all over the place. But I would go into the store and the service was exceptional. Not only were they able to explain the problem, fix the problem, but they reassured me that if I had any other issues to bring it back and that they will see that it got fixed. This is when they used to have all those technicians in the stores and you just took this device and they worked on it, got it back to you sometimes while you waited, right? I fell in love with that service. And that kind of service was offered to me consistently for many, many years. I'm telling you, I've had several experiences where the phone has went bad or it got broken and all these kind of things. And the process, the hassle that you can sometimes experience when you're trying to get something done in this fashion was non-existent. This is something that I've taken away as a personal carrier of the device. But then I went on to become a business carrier where I opened up a business account and the service was even better. And I know some of you are out there like Verizon is expensive, and I can attest it is pricey. And I've tried the other brands like Metro PCS when they first came out, and they had this unlimited everything for like $20, $25. And guess what? Immediately I was like, oh, this is not for me, because they weren't able to consistently offer me what I was getting at Verizon Wireless. So I understand brand loyalty as a customer, and I know that you have brands out there that you can identify with for some of those very same reasons. But as we look at this idea of brand loyalty, we look at it from a framework of a customer supporting a brand, right? So what is brand loyalty not? It's not a punch card where if you buy 10 items, you get the 11th one free. It's not a BOGO buy one, get one sale. It's not a frequent flyer mile. Irrespective of your product offering or your targeted audience, someone is coming to you for a specific thing. And I take myself for example. These are 4 brands that I absolutely love and I actually value in the marketplace. Delta, why? Because my experience every time I've flown with them, whether it's coach or first class, has been exceptional. Trader Joe's, why? I love them because their personnel at the establishment are always friendly and extremely helpful. I mean, just recently I was looking for a particular item and the young lady was like,
well, let me go check and see if we have it in the back. Continue your shopping, I'll find you.
You know what I mean? She was very concerned, very intentional about making sure that I had a great experience. Not only did she come find me, told me that they didn't have it in stock, and then began to tell me when it would be back in stock. I mean, come on, where can you go to get that kind of service? You get what I'm saying? That's one of the reasons why I love Trader Joe's. Another brand that I love, GoDaddy. I love GoDaddy for my digital needs and all those kind of things. Not long ago, I was on the phone with one of their support team members for close to 2 hours troubleshooting an issue that I had. And listen, the support team member never lost his enthusiasm. He never got impatient. He didn't push me over into another department or send me over to another individual. As a matter of fact, what we were working on became such an issue that he realized that he could not meet the need and needed to transfer it to another department. What did he do? He didn't send me over. By this time, we had spent more than an hour together. He didn't send me over. He said, I'm going to contact this particular department because we're going to need to do this, this, and this to make sure that this is completely rectified for you. Contacting them right now, such and such and such and such. While I'm on the phone with him, I receive an email confirmation about the ticket that he had already put into place, and he made sure that he saw that problem out until it was completely dealt with. This is what I'm talking about when it comes to brand loyalty. One of the reasons why I love these particular brands. Now, do you think these things are happenstance? No, these brands have made a decision to solidify a blueprint, foster their relationship, stick to their agreement, hone in on their nature, and distinguish themselves from the rest. This is where Gucci lost their way in the 1990s because they got caught up in the family dynamics and power and all the things that came to play. They forgot about their agreement and their relationship with the customer and what that customer really wanted. This was until some great minds minds, identified the issue, and turned things around, so much so that it led them to identify a market, a luxury market of consumers that had never been tapped before. This was the market of the millennials ages 35 and under. This new market required Gucci to upgrade and expand its marketing strategy into a more digital landscape. But in this process, there was one cornerstone, and this is the lesson that I want you to get right now. As we move into this digital landscape, we must remember brand first, channel second. This meant no matter the medium or how we diversify in our marketing strategy, when we establish the brand, we must stay true to that and be sure that it is the first thing that we're concerned about. But here's the kicker. What is the result of branding? It is a particular emotion and experience that you offer a specific customer. I share it all the time, and I'll share it again right here today. Nobody cares about you. Nobody cares about your business. What they care about is what you can do for them and how you make them feel. This is why I cringe when I see new small businesses opening and offering the world to their customers. I cringe because I know if they don't have a strategy of sustainability, that they will ultimately do themselves more harm than good. This is something that we must consider, because you'll do all that you can to serve your customer in the best way possible, but it'll be that little bitty thing that you branded for your particular establishment that if removed, if taken away, it will ultimately overshadow everything else that you try to do for them. Listen, so what I'm saying is, when you're building something in its infancy and it's new to the market, build it with a plan of sustainability. As a new business, you have to know when you're targeting your audience and what you're offering them and how much you can give in a sustainable way. At the end of the day, brand loyalty is a customer saying, I am loyal to what you have branded, your unique offering, your special quality, etc. The measure of your brand loyalty in the marketplace is directly connected to the strength of your brand and its sustainability. As we begin to close, former president and CEO of the New York Times Company, Miss Janet L. Robinson, says it best: repeat business or behavior can be bribed, but loyalty has to be earned. I'm Cornell Jermaine. I thank you for joining me in this video. Listen, if you know someone who needs to see this or needs to watch this or needs to hear this information, share it with them right now. Like the video, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you back here, same place, same time next week. Take care.